Hello, and welcome to this tutorial for Zero AD. My name is Stan, I'm one of the Wildfire Games artists, and I've been working for Zero AD for the past 7 years now, and today I'm gonna make a little tutorial in Blender 2.8 to show you how to use the Pyrogenesis propping system. The system will allow you to add variation and randomization to your models. Each time a model is placed in Zero AD, whether it's in the editor or in the main game, props are switched between variants defined in actor XML files. Each prop needs to be defined beforehand in the model. You will need to set their position and their name in Blender. Props may also help you to keep the poly count down because you don't have to rely on hacks to adapt to an even ground. For instance, on this model, some barrels are triplicated because they need to always look like they're not flying when the ground is uneven. And in some cases they also added like wooden structures here to make sure that those props are not flying and are different from these ones. With the props you would only need one barrel, not 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever you need to keep them on the ground. That shield here is gonna be flying if the ground goes below the place where it's made. With props you can specify how much lower it can go, so the prop will automatically adapt to the ground. So what is a prop? Props are anything that aren't part of the main structure. It can be shields, barrel, posts, training dummies, or even chimneys. Everything that can be replaced without affecting too much the look of the building can be considered a prop. Let's take this shield for instance. You will be able to replace it by a box, a barrel, a training dummy, or even no prop at all depending on the variant defined in the actor file. As we've seen earlier, prop points need to have a position. So how do we define these positions, you might ask? First, we need to extract the prop polygons from the main mesh. We need to go into edit mode and select the object we want to extract. A good way to do it is to switch to vertex mode and select a random vertex on the object. Then press Ctrl+L to select the whole object. Let's do this with the barrel next to the shield. Go into edit mode, go to vertex mode here, then select a random vertex on the barrel and press Ctrl+L to select the whole object. We now need to separate that object from the rest. To do so, we need to press P to open the separation drop-down window. Then click on Selection and press Enter. As you can see, the barrel is now separated from the rest of the mesh. As you may know, objects appear at the exact position the 3D cursor is located. We need to set it to be at the bottom of the barrel. Currently it's on the top. First, select the barrel and press spacebar to make the search context menu appear. Type in Set Origin, then press Enter and select Origin to Geometry. This will set the pivot point of the barrel to be in the middle of the geometry. Previously, it was at the origin of the scene. Now, we need to set the 3D cursor to be at the origin of the barrel. To do so, we need to have the barrel selected and active and press Shift-S, then select Cursor to Active. As you can see, the cursor now has snapped to the barrel. We need to reset the Z-axis of the 3D cursor for it to be on the ground, because we want the prop point to appear there. To do so, we need to reset this angle to default value by right-clicking on the value here. As you can see, the 3D cursor is now on the ground. It's now time to create a first prop point. For the game to recognize them, prop points should be named either prop-something or prop_something. They should also be a child of the root object you're gonna export. To create a prop point, press Shift-A and select Empty Plane Axis. Any of the others might work as well. So let's do this. Let's press Shift-A, Empty, Plane Axis. As you can see, the prop point is now at the exact location where you want it to be. Let's now rename a prop point for the game to understand it. So either prop dash something or prop underscore something. Let's name it prop dash barrel 01. That way we can add more barrels if we want to, like prop dash barrel 02, prop dash barrel 03, etc. Let's isolate the barrel from the rest of the scene. To do so, select the barrel, then press Ctrl I to select everything else and press H to hide everything else. We now need to set the barrel at the origin of the scene so that it can be exported. To do so, we need to reset the Y and X axis positions. As you can see, it still has a Z position that we need to get rid of. To do that, we need to press Ctrl plus A, then select Location, Rotation and Scale. Do it multiple times. You can also tick the boxes in the context menu down there. So now the barrel is ready to be exported. So you can export it as a separate object and reuse it wherever you need it to be. To make everything else reappear, just press Alt plus H. As you can see, everything is now back to normal. So now we need to parent the prop point with the rest of the model. So we're going to parent it to the main structure. So to do that, we're going to select the prop point, then the structure so that the structure is active, and press Ctrl P and set parent to object. Now that the prop is a child of the structure, you can see that it's moving along when you move the structure around, like it's following every single movement. It's now time to export that structure with the props. So to do so, we need to select the structure and the prop we want to do. So just select the prop, the structure, and then select export, collider. And don't forget to tick selection only. It's really important, else it will export every other prop and you will be in trouble because the game cannot load more than one model at a time. Then you just have to export it and set barracks, for instance, like on desktop. I'm gonna rename it because I already have one. And there you go. And if you go into the exported file, you will be able to find the prop in the list of object. It's a really complex file, so don't bother too much if you're afraid of it. So now that's how you drop props. So now you should be pretty much covered about the propping system. So thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you too, because modding is sometimes hard. And stick around for next video. I would probably cover what to do with the actors.